arcade gamers, this is Daniel, back again with BiggggyD's Arcade. Want to welcome you back to my channel. I'm going to be doing another chill-in chat, basically just going over recent news coming out of the arcade, at-home arcade community, and then also some other retro gaming news and announcements that we've been seeing. But I wanted to first get into the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 pre-orders, because this has been going on for a couple weeks now. We've been seeing it through Best Buy, through Arcade 1UP directly, and a couple other retailers like Target. But one we have not seen yet was Walmart. Well, on Thursday morning at 7:55 Eastern, the 15th, we saw that Walmart.com was going to carry this cabinet, and they were going to have a pre-order available for it. And it was $5.99. It came with the riser, pretty much the same thing you're getting with all the other ones out there. Thursday morning, it was announced on a couple of channels and on Reddit that you could get your pre-order in. Well, as that had spread, more and more people had placed their pre-order. They were out of stock, and it's since been that way since Thursday morning. So I would continue to check back. I think there's going to be a second wave of pre-orders come through at some point here before the release. I don't know what day that'll be, so we'll just have to continue to monitor it and see whenever that next pre-order hits. But it'll be later this month. This cabinet's being released. One thing that is of extreme interest to me, and I think a lot of others out there, are going to be the ones that don't need the riser or don't want to pay extra for the riser up front. And we saw with the Yoga Flame Edition, which shares the same design as this cabinet, that it was being sold at Walmart on a shelf for a much more reduced price. I think it was about $380 in Indiana last week. So maybe we'll see that with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Don't know yet what the price would be. Hopefully $400 or less, and we can get it that way as well. I think that'll really help with the online, competitive aspect of this as well, because you'll have more people buying the cabinet that otherwise would be not able to afford it, and they can just save on the riser, get that later, and purchase it separately. So we'll see if Walmart.com gets that treatment and gets the Marvel versus Capcom 2 in store. So looking forward to that announcement when we hear it. Also, one of the biggest announcements this week that we've seen is going to be the iiRcade. So last weekend they did a community event where they invited YouTube personalities, YouTube contributors to the at-home arcade community to their facility to show off their new accessory and their new game title announcement. And it was more of just like a have fun drinking event, and they were going to just kind of announce what was coming. We didn't get any really deep dives or in-depth reviews on what this technology is or how it plays. We just got some grainy live video. Unfortunately, nothing of really high quality yet on what this is. But what we've been hearing is that if you have a Gen 1 iiRcade, you're going to get a very reduced version of what you would be getting on the iiRcade Gold. And the reason that is the technology only allows for a Bluetooth connection on the Gen 1, which is going to result in input lag in the game. So if you're not a fan of input lag and you want a more authentic experience, you're going to have to go with the iiRcade Gold cabinet, which is a lot more cost and a lot more to consider. So we'll see what happens there. But from what we're hearing, you're going to want the iiRcade Gold. That's going to be your best experience playing their new games that offer the new light gun technology. So one of my questions with this announcement was going to be, is iiRcade developing their own gun, their own proprietary gun that only plays on their arcade system? And the answer is no. They're just partnering with a company called Sinden Light Gun, which you can go look at their website and check them out. It's just a small WordPress website. Looks like a very small company that just offers an accessory to other platforms. So if you have a Raspberry Pi with RetroPie, you can actually use this accessory already. And iiRcade is also going to allow their platform to use this accessory as well now moving forward. But we do have the question as, how well is it going to play? And we also want to know what titles are we getting? What games are we going to be able to play with this now? So that was probably the most exciting part of the whole event, I feel like, was the title, the announcement, which was Operation Wolf. And something I've been critical of iiRcade for a long time, and I think many others are out there, is that they don't have really quality titles. They don't have your, really extremely popular, well-known video games on their arcade. Well, they finally got that in this announcement, and we got Operation Wolf, which is really fun. This is a title I remember a lot growing up as a child. When I would go to the arcade, my father and I would drop $4 or $5 in this arcade and try to beat it. We would get very far. We would really enjoy playing it together and just seeing how far we could get. So when they announced this game, I was extremely interested. It brought back a lot of memories, kind of an unknown title that I had almost forgotten about until they announced it. And then I remembered what it was and the game that I remembered playing in the arcade. And a couple of things that I immediately thought of that concerned me that I feel like are still not answered or probably not going to be answered anytime soon is how are we playing Operation Wolf? So I guess the only way we're going to be able to play it is on the iiRcade Gold or the Gen 1 with the reduced experience. Well, both of those do not have the same type of display that the original had. The original had a very recessed screen, CRT monitor screen back in the cabinet, deep into it, a lot like Terminator 2 had. And it gave you a really deep, in-depth view of what you were shooting at, making it seem very realistic and very engrossing experience. With these iiRcades having the screen directly in front of you, not being recessed in any way, I feel like is going to result in the game not feeling as authentic or as fun. Another thing that would prevents me from wanting to get this title or this on this platform would be that the gun would be this wireless send-in light gun or a wired send-in light gun, which looks no way like the original. So the original was an Uzi. It looked very realistic. It was mounted on the cabinet on a very large, long game deck. And so it got me thinking, what is our iiRcade going to be able to do to really make this hit title that they finally got be as authentic as possible for them to get the most bang for their buck and sell as many units as possible? Well, my thought is that iiRcade should develop a Operation Wolf cabinet and make it as authentic as possible with the recessed screen, have a black Uzi proprietary iiRcade gun that mounts on top of it with a larger game deck, and give it the Operation Wolf artwork. I think that would really be a home run and something that would really sell a lot of iiRcades and get them in a lot of homes. So that may be something we see coming down later on, but that's just my thought looking way out. I don't think that's coming anytime soon. So if you're wanting to play this new light gun and you're wanting to play Operation Wolf, you're going to have to invest in a few things. One being the iiRcade itself, which is $1,000. So it's by far the most expensive arcade you can purchase for your home in this market. You also have to buy the light gun, which is another $300. So you're spending $1,300 just to get the two things you need to play it. And then we still have a lot of questions on how is it going to play. What's the lag going to be like between the gun and the iiRcade screen that we're watching? So a lot of questions still, and I think we'll be getting a lot of answers here over the next few months as these start to hit homes and we get some really in-depth reviews on them. But for now, at $1,300, that's a lot to invest in, a lot of unknowns. Still a lot to cover, but I'm very excited with what I've seen so far. I'm really excited for iiRcade and where it's heading, the direction they're going. They're really branching out, and they're becoming on my radar for sure. I would definitely like to purchase one I think many others are out there are as well. But the number one concern is going to be the cost and getting that cost down to be competitive. So in a wider market, larger audience of people. So we'll see how that goes. But Street Fighter 6, really big news this week, Street Fighter 6, because they announced pretty much the rest of their roster on Friday. And it's incredible because they're going back to the original characters, the Street Fighter 2 ones that we've known forever for the last 20 years, 25 years. E Honda, Ken, Blanca, Doslam were announced. We already had Ryu. We already had Guile. We already had Chun-Li. So we're getting a lot of the originals that we remember very well. But we're also getting, revised or reincarnation versions of these characters because they're really innovating them in new ways, giving them different looks, different personalities, different moves, everything in every way. So, for instance, E Honda, he'll be on there. Doslam was announced. I'm really excited about him. We get Blanca. Blanca looks really different than what I remember him as. He does have a lot of things about him that I remember that are classic signature looks, like his hair, his chest hair, his shin hair, and then he's got his cuffs on his legs and his ankles. So those are still similar, but now he's got overalls on, he's wearing jewelry, wearing bracelets. So just a lot of new things about these characters that we know and love and remember. Ken has completely changed in the way he looks. His moves, I feel like, look different than Ryu's. They're trying to differentiate him from Ryu in a lot, keeping a lot of the similarities away from the two characters. So I'm liking what they're doing, and I think everyone else will too. If you ever get a chance to look at the website, you can see the other characters they're having are some new ones like Jury, Kimberly, Jamie, and Luke. So you can go on there and you can click on these characters. It'll give you an in-depth review of who they are and their stories, and just things that are really neat and creative and artistic. So I think that Street Fighter 6 is going to be a real hit. I'm thinking it's going to probably release sometime early 2023. They still haven't given us a date, but the game is pretty much ready. We pretty much have filled out the entire roster at this point. So I think we're probably going to see it in January or February. And this will be on Steam, so you can play it on your Steam Deck or, PS5 or Xbox, all the major consoles. But something else I wanted to cover is the Simpsons arcade one-up. I've been covering a lot of deals on some previous videos, especially the Simpsons last Labor Day was on sale at a really good discount. But then we saw on Thursday, the same day the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 pre-orders on Walmart hit, there was a deal on the Simpsons at $199. And that started at 10:30 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, September 15th. So, if you were online and you were able to get on Walmart.com at that time, you were able to purchase this cabinet. You could have purchased it for pickup and gotten it that same day, I've been told. So continue to check this website and look for this, SKU and this title, because I think it'll be back on sale again soon, probably for $199. We've seen it in store at $99 in Alabama, so you never know. We may see some in-store prices like that coming down the pipeline soon as well. So continue to check Walmart.com or my channel, and I'll definitely relay that information when I see it. But another good thing to check out is Reddit. If you haven't, made an account there and started to interact with a lot of people on Reddit, they are really good about letting everyone know of a deal or an announcement just as soon as it happens. So you could just check that throughout each day and know exactly when these deals are hitting and get your chance at getting, for instance, like this Simpsons, a $400 cabinet for 50% off at $199. So really good prices and a lot to look forward to. So I purchased my Attack from Mars. I got it here on last Friday. I assembled it on Saturday a week ago. I've been playing it nonstop. You know, my other arcades I play for 15-30 minutes at a time. This one I can literally play it for 2 or 3 hours at a time and not get tired of it. If you've been on the fence about getting a virtual pinball machine, I would say go for it. Just get it out of your system and buy it, because you're going to want it. You're going to really enjoy it. I don't think you'll second guess it in any way. I haven't, at least. I'm just playing the standard 10 tables that it comes with. I was thinking about, you know, getting the other ones like Star Wars and Marvel on it. But I also have heard about the PCBs overheating, and especially with the newest 3.9 pinner update, other people's PCBs going out after a month or two, just too much overheating and extending those boards beyond their limits. So I'm going to keep mine stock. I just enjoy it so much the way it is. I don't want to risk it. And I just really enjoy the 10 tables, the classic Williams tables. So I'm going to have a review coming soon on it. I don't want to rush that review. I want to spend more quality time with the machine so I can talk about every aspect, give a really good contribution to the community, and give them a really good review. So I will be doing that and having that here shortly. But I do want to thank everyone for watching and just continuing to comment and subscribe. I've had the channel just a little over a month, and I've already got over 60 subscribers, so I feel like the channel has completely just grown and grown through each video. I'm continuing to contribute, you know, my time and my effort and investment in new products and new microphone stands, things that I can do to improve my channel as well, and make and give me the ability to make better content. So I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I hope you continue to watch the videos as they come. And I will look forward to seeing you guys soon in the next video. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.